What are your goals in life? A beautiful house? Occasional travel abroad? Quality education for your children? Security when you retire? We all have different goals, but the reason why we aspire for them is almost always the same. A happy, comfortable, and secure future, either for ourselves or our loved ones. Unfortunately, most people forget that building one's financial security requires careful planning. They prefer to leave things up in the air or simply decide to act when it's too late. It's like running a race without a finish line, always living in uncertainty. They remain in financial limbo. The question is, will you let your future and your family's security hang in the balance? Or will you do what's necessary within your means to secure your goals? The good news is, it's never too late to start planning. Everything starts with knowing what you want. Most people initially look to their children's education and their own retirement when thinking about their future. Definitely, we need to plan for these. But did you know that the first step in financial planning actually begins with establishing the foundation of protection? Consider this. When you suddenly encounter unexpected events, such as losing property by fire or accident, getting seriously sick, or worse, getting taken out of the picture, how much do you think will this affect your plans for you and your family? You can be the best saver and the best investor, but if you're faced with these unexpected situations, all your savings and investments may be wiped out. And what about the possibility of losing a job or failing in business? It may take months or even years to get back on your feet. How can you maintain your lifestyle or continue providing for your family if such a setback happens? These are the unexpected challenges we must all prepare for. But you may wonder, how will I accomplish this? Can I even afford securing myself and my family? You may have even applied the simple equation of subtracting what you want from what you have, and the number you're getting is in the negative. So how do you bridge that gap? If there's any one strong force behind what you do, it's the hope of having a secure future.
아버지다. 태어나서 오늘 처음으로 기도를 한 걸 해봤어요. 아이를 보니 얼마나 눈물이 나는지. 저 결정했습니다. 이 세상 닿을 때까지 우리 아기 지켜주겠다고. 그리고 영원히 사랑하겠다고. 아이를 위해 기도해주세요.
Good morning. So, welcome to the AKMA Financial Independence Track Seminar. I'm Stephen Borja, your host, and I'm also one of the Gen Z portfolio managers. And today I'm joined by Julie, Norman, Siyu, Joel, Jingyu, Jenny, Kenneth, and Enrico, who are my fellow Gen Z portfolio managers. So, you might have been invited to watch this stream by a friend, or you might not even know what this is about, and you were just scrolling Facebook. But whatever reason that you're here, rest assured that after this 1 hour, it will be very life changing for you. So, let's get right into it. So, I wanted to first ask, when the word financial independence comes to mind, what do you think about it, guys?
For me, the word financial independence is a ability to support oneself comfortably without relying on others for financial assistance.
The first thing that came to my mind when I heard the word financial independence is having the capability of purchasing the needs and wants for myself.
What came to my mind is no worries about the price of products or services. It means I have enough money to buy what I want. And of course, I have the time to go where I want to go. No need to worry about like if someday my boss will fire me that I will lose my income. That is what financial independence for me.
For me, financial independence is having a sufficient wealth and resources to pay for expenses and maintain a current lifestyle without relying on employment or to actively work to earn an income.
Financial independence for me means having a peace of mind at every life stage, especially during emergencies, and not being a financial burden to my parents or the next generations. It's about freedom and self-sufficiency.
Financial independence for me is to live independently, having freedom to travel and spend on the things that we want. No need to worry about all the essential needs.
Hello. So for me, financial independence is being debt free while being able to purchase all my desired wants without worrying about paying all my needs.
So thank you guys for your responses, right? So when we talk about financial standing, there's actually two types of people normally. So the first type are the people who are close to achieving the financial independency and living a quality life. Money is the last thing that they worry about. But then there are also those who are always busy working all the time and living from paycheck to paycheck. These people are the ones making sacrifices just to make both ends meet. And we oftentimes hear people say that I want to be rich, just like we said earlier. But being rich may actually be subjective. One may consider that he's rich if he has 1 million pesos in his bank account, while others might be needing more. So what people really are aspiring for it to be is financially independent or being able to pay the bills on time, pay obligations, and being able to provide what they need, all while being able to enjoy whatever lifestyle they want. And for that reason, more than ever, people need to be aware on how to achieve this financial independence, not only for themselves, but for loved ones as well. And that's why we are here right now. So congratulations, guys. By being here, you're taking your first step towards being on the right track for financial independence. So let's start this session off with the fit elements. So because in everything that we do, there must be a kind of structure to achieve our desired results. So even in cooking your favorite meal, you have to follow a certain recipe, right? So same goes with finances. These elements are the key to reach the financial independence that we've always wanted. So these are the mindset, provision, dynamics, and catalyst. So let's start with the mindset. This is the area where people fail the most. All want to be successful, but few want to put in the work to achieve it with the discipline and commitment that ensues. So your mindset will always dictate your actions. So make sure to always start with the correct mindset. And the second element is provision. So to actively look for the sources of the fulfillment of your goals, we need to search for our provisions and what we currently have. Don't let the lack of resources hinder you from achieving your goals. It's true that money is an important resource, but it's not the only resource. The people around you, your abilities, they're also resources. So this is the provision. And then for number three in the dynamic, so leveraging on your energy and the energy of the people around you can help you achieve your goals. It's very possible, remembering the second element, our provisions, the people around us, our abilities. We can source that energy for those who share the same passion as us. What's important is that we have passion and determination to achieve our goals. And lastly is the catalyst. A catalyst helps in transforming our situation into a better one, a person or something who can guide you in enhancing other elements in order for you to be financially independent. Yeah, so let's talk more on mindset also. Mindset is a person's way of thinking and their opinion. It's important that we begin with the correct mindset, first of all. It's a very powerful tool for a personal level because it's how we think, and it spells the difference between being rich and being poor. Because if we want to be financially independent, we have to adopt that kind of mindset. We also need to empower ourselves in reaching greater heights. We can't limit ourselves to only what we can see right in front of us, and never let that your current circumstances hinder you from achieving your goals. There will always be hardships, challenges, and maybe even failures most of the time. But the mindset would be that we should overcome these obstacles. They're meant for us to overcome and not stopping us on our tracks. We should always look beyond our current situation. So boundless self-empowering means that we are the ones in control and not our situation. So still on the mindset, we think about our thoughts even. Our thoughts are the ones that influence our actions. I'm sure that you've experienced at some point, when you wake up early in the morning, you just feel that you're going to be motivated this day and you're going to feel it's going to be a good day for you. And since you have that strong, empowering belief, you become inspired and motivated and you never look back. So if we want to achieve financial freedom, we must also never look back and we must have a strong desire to really get out of our situation and go enter into a better one. And this is going to be your deliberate action and the willingness to make sacrifices, be it time, effort, or even money, just to get your goal. And the power of belief, believing that you can reach greater heights, paired with a strong desire to achieve it, it will make us very passionate in what we do. We won't be distracted even during very challenging times or during setbacks. Even if it really feels difficult, we'll find the strength to do it over and over again. That is your character and your commitment. And these will propel you to the destiny that you've already written in your mind. A goal without commitment, it's merely a dream. So that's why it's very important to have it solid and concrete. I also oftentimes hear people say, if we're going to dream anyway, we might as well dream big. So this is to help you further in breaking free from your limiting beliefs. Your dream house, your dream car, the university you want your kids to go to, the things that we shared earlier about being financially independent, we will definitely reach these milestones. And once we have, we should go and set new goals. This will keep us on our toes and we'll do the process over and over until we reach full financial independence. So let's reflect on it. How big do you want your new house to be? What countries would you like to travel? And what is your luxury car going to be? I'm going to ask you what you want. And I ask again, what do you really want?
For me, as of now, I want to graduate first, then start up a business.
What I really want is financial independently. This is my final goal, I think. I want to travel around the world, and I know I need money to cover all the expenses like taking business classing trips, staying in the luxury hotel, and time, of course, which is symbol of financial independence for me. Because time means You don't have to exchange your time to earn the money. That is my big thing.
Some people that typically responds with I want to be rich, I want to be successful when we ask what are they desire. However, they frequently lack awareness of what truly brings them joy and sustain their motivation. Basically, a lot of people fail because they are not sure about their goals. Actually, it doesn't make sense to obtain anything if you don't know what it is. To acquire what you want, you must know exactly what you want and be really clear about it. So be specific and as detailed as possible. Then put your whole effort to make it reality. Commit. Most people fail because they don't stick with their goals. Example, if you want to start a diet, then you suddenly remember that it's your friend's birthday, then he invited you to the party. Then that day you gonna skip, that day you gonna eat a lot and forget what is your goal that you want to diet. So the diet, it become a cheat day. And then the diet day will move to another day like that. After have after you have a clear idea what you want, you must have a picture on your mind. Have you ever wondered why merely talking about food make you feel like you can smell it or taste it? It is how visualization works. The exact what do you want? Be successful, live comfortably, and debt free. So make it clear as you can when you visualize it. Think that you are already there and you convincing other successful people listening to it as if they are beside you and can hear you. So, for example, you think that you are just lying down on the beach with your family and friends, feel that the cold wind on your face, smell the ocean, and hear the waves. Then you want it to happen. This is not just an imagination. You must have a strong desire to obtain it. And then your passion, belief, and devotion will kick it. And it already starts with setting your goals. Your clear goal can will be act as your guide. Your desire is to accomplish this goal. However, many people still struggle to achieve their goals. The most common mistake is they don't write down their goals. Writing down your goal it make it more specific and practical, and you should continue to act them. Without a clear plan, goal is just a dream. So, when you are start putting down goals, remember, make it should be smart. So smart is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So, what is your goal?
If you ask my goal, maybe I will answer you I want to be financial independent because I want to have a big business to provide me the money and I can have the stable income. When I retire, I have enough money to travel with my husband. I want to have a Paramera and with color pink because I like that style and that's my color pink is my favorite color. Yeah, that's all. So as we discussed earlier, you have to be very clear in what you want. It means when you're setting a goal, it should be very specific. I know the goal that I mentioned a while ago is very brief, diba? So when we set the goal, we should always be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. What's that mean? Specific, don't just say I want to have a house. What kind of house? Is it two-story house? A bungalow? What's the color of paint? Where do you want to build? Is it facing the morning light? Be as detailed as possible. That means be specific. So what's be measurable? How big? What's the lot and floor area? Being measurable also means thinking how much it costs. Is 5 million worth? Such as I mentioned a while ago, I want to have a Paramera. I think Paramera is 10 million, 11 million. I'm not sure. But I think it's below this range. And I want color pink. So that's is measurable and specific. So what's attainable? Attainable means at first glance, your goal may look daunting. It can be overwhelming. If that in case, huwag niyo ibaba yung pangarap niyo. The trick is to break it down into smaller goals, creating milestone after milestone leading to a big goal. For example, if your goal is to have 1 million in a year, set smaller goal on how to achieve it. Try to earn or try to save 500,000 in the next 6 months. Still big for you? I think not. Then break it down further and earn or save 83,000 per month. Achieving the smaller goal is your milestone. It will also give you a sense of fulfillment. After 6 months of doing it, you will realize you are halfway there. So now you will be excited, inspired, and motivate you even more. So you will think, kalahati na pala ako. So yeah, it's excited. And never set up yourself for failure. Your goal has to be realistic. Baka naman you want to be your house on the moon, on the middle of ocean. Is it possible? I think no. So be realistic. It's important. And it has also to be time bound. Time bound means there is a deadline. This way you will never procrastinate because it will create a sense of urgency and you will keep monitoring your progress. You will see how close you are to your goals already. So as you approach your deadline, yes, don't forget to set the SMART goal. So before we writing down the exact goal, let's do an exercise first. Maybe we can list down the things that you want to do, want to own, want to improve myself on, or want to grateful for. You may think it in your mind. So what's specific things under the do column? So this may be your day-to-day activity or your want, what you want to do when you retire, anything that will give you the sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. For example, here is travel the world, read several good books. Under the on column, the people tend to list down the most expensive thing. It quite okay, but the truth is it does not have to be. You can start with the not so expensive item first. So, but it will be equally important for you. So this way, when you achieve it, you will be able to strike it out from your list and will keep you motivated, such as a bigger house, a new car, my own farm. So next, for the improve myself on column, these things is for your self-awareness. This one is the element of financial independent track provision. Make yourself better. Leverage on it to be successful. For example, here is you may improve your art skill, improve your cooking skill, improve your social interaction with the others. And next, the last column is be grateful for. What's that for? It's also important you have the sense of appreciation to the people who have help you and to you currently have. So maybe, for example, maybe your family, your current job, your friends. For me, yes, my family and my best friends. So remember to set the SMART goals whenever applicable. Put an amount and a time frame as when you want to achieve it. Again, SMART goals means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. As you can see on the screen, there are six categories of goals. So you can further classify your goals into six. First one is financial goals. What do you want to achieve this year? Maybe such as clear all your debts, earn 1 million. Second one, career goals. Would like it to venture in the business or get promoted this year or shift to another industry. This can be your career goals. Third one is your knowledge goals. What's for this? Maybe you want to take a master degree, the doctorate, or even read a number of books on a certain topic to broaden your knowledge about it. And even attend a seminar to enhance your skill. And the fourth one is social goals. What's this? Being a maybe being a member of church organization or charitable institution and contributing it to into the welfare, or you may want to learn other social skill like ballroom dancing, participating in your community weekly Zumba. That's your social goals. Next is your health goals. Health is the wealth as the saying goes. Health equal wealth. You might go for having a slimmer or more fit body. Slim body. So lose 20 pounds can be your goal for it. Or even having a better control of your kilogram. Maybe for example for me it's sorry, I'm 60 kilograms right now. So for my health goal, I want to be more healthy, more slim. Maybe it's for me it's 50, okay, because the average for my height is I think it's 50 kilometer kilogram. Sorry. You can actually go to the gym at least 3 times per week and change your diet. Last one is spiritual goal. In the mindset of all challenge and achievement, this it will always best to put God at the center. You always remember, leave Jesus in your heart. Uh, God will forever together with you. You may go for join your church organization or other religious social societies. So as you can see here, this is the worksheet. You can use this worksheet in written down your categorized goals. As I mentioned before, the 6 category goals. This way you will be able to set the goals for each aspect of your life: financial, career, knowledge, social, health, and spiritual. After you written down your each category goals, as I mentioned before, the 6 category goals, you may now to determine its priority level, either high or low. So high priority goals would of course have to be first to be achieved. Example of this may be your medical expense, income protection, your kids' college fund, or even your retirement fund. Low priority goals can be once you it's not necessary, essential. For example, you want to have a bigger house, you want to buy another car, you want to traveling abroad for the vacation. Most people tend to be satisfied their wants first before their needs. For example, people will buy another brand new car but fail to save up the medical expense that may be arise. So even for their retirement. This is the importance of listing down the goal and determine the level of priority. Once you are able to achieve all of the high priority goals, you will have achieved financial freedom. So here is the another way of goal setting techniques. It can be the vision board. The PPT represent the vision board here. So it's a visual representation of all your goals. You may draw or paste cut out from a magazine. Then once you're done, put it somewhere that you can always see, that it inspire you. Remember, that's still SMART goal. You can also use the category shown earlier.
For our sessions, we will help you focus on the financial goals. Refer to your list of financial goals. What are your top priorities? Your goals will differ from the others depending on what stage you are currently in. We have different stages in our lives, from being single to getting married, from having kids to sending them off to school, from retirement to sustaining ourselves through old age. And in each stage, we have different set of priorities, and we want to achieve them not only for ourselves, but also for our loved one as well. Single individuals would tend to priorities they once like traveling, being up to date with the latest gadgets or even fashions, leisure for themselves. Many individuals want to have comfort and security in life. They want to have their own house, car, funds for emergencies. Priorities further change when there are other dependents in their life. The focus now is to provide for the kids. The priorities is to be able to send their kids to school to give them a better chance in life. When the kids are all grown up and the parents are about to retire, their priorities now is to have a comfortable life at retirement, doing the things that they are now have time for. Wherever your stage is right now, your present needs would be lifestyle, find what you want and needs, and most especially health funds. And since you are earning a living already, your short-term goal may be traveling, purchase a house or car. That would entail having to repay loans for the purchase. So your milestone would be protecting those assets and protecting your income in case you are suddenly taken away from the picture. And when you start your family or has a growing family already, aside from protecting your income, goals would be having enough funds for emergency. College fund, college funding and retirement funding is part of your long-term goals. Since ideally you should start building that funds as early as possible. And during your retirement years, priorities would be additionally making medical spending, living a comfortable life, and of course, trust transfer of wealth to your family. Our next workshop is for you to identify those priorities and write them down as to when you will need to achieve those milestones. This way, you will be able to properly plan for each goal.
Yes, so that those will be your financial goals list. It's going to be like a compass that tells you the direction where to go. So now what we need to do is to make a more detailed action plan on how to achieve it. So for example, if you're not happy with your current salary, we can brainstorm as to how to have an extra income, be it starting a small business or taking in a part-time job or investing. So the idea is we have to write down our specific actions on each goal that we have. And from time to time, we must always review the results of our action plan. Are we making any progress? How is it working? Do we need to make adjustments? It will always be a continuous process of acting and then reflecting. So there will be times when we will encounter challenges which takes our focus away. It may be your personal activities that make us unproductive. A lack of money can also be a defocusing point because we actually worry more about paying bills rather than doing something to get rid of the problem. Managing our time and staying focused is going to help us not be derailed. So the question is, are we willing to go the extra mile just to fulfill our dreams? Our passion and commitment, are they important enough or do they play a more important role to do whatever we want to achieve our goals? So, once we create a detailed plan, the next thing that we need to do is know exactly where we are to have a better view on how close or far we are from our goals. We may know how much our watch is, or our car, or even the value of your house. You may know how much your income is monthly, or if I ask how much you weigh, some might not even be able to answer, or some are going to get a weighing scale. But if I ask you, how much are you really worth? Most may not be able to answer this right away, and it's perfectly fine. I'll help you in the next slide on how to determine your net worth through a simple exercise. So what we need to do first is list down all the things that we own, and right beside it, we can put the value of each asset, then get the total, as we see here in the tables. And then the next one on the middle part is the liabilities. You have to get the total as well. And again, we have to be as detailed as possible to make sure that we account for everything. And to get your true net worth, we have to subtract the total amount of your liabilities from the total amount of your assets. It's like, what if I sell all my assets and use them to pay my debts? How much would be left? That is our net worth. So you can pause this and, try it yourself. So I'll ask you again, but you don't need to answer it out loud. How much are you worth? This is your current financial situation. Some may have a positive net worth, and congratulations, that's great. But some might find out that they have a negative net worth. So don't worry, I'll be the one to help you get on the positive side again. There is also a paradox in savings that makes most people not able to save in the end. You can always have a better net worth through real saving. This is still part of the true measure of your wealth. So what if for some reason you're unable to work anymore starting today? How long will we survive financially or worry free? Or would we have to start selling what we have just to sustain your daily expenses? So the key to your financial success lies with savings. Savings is like a delayed gratification. I'm going to save this money now, earn some interest on it, so I can have a better financial future. That sounds simple enough, right? But every time you receive your salary, what do we do first? It's the natural tendency that, we worry about bills, loan repayment, and etc. Some also make purchases more than what they need, and some may even buy things that aren't necessary at all. So the mentality of most people is that they spend first and save whatever's left. But with this, usually the balance ends up zero. So, we really need to change our mindset, and it should be more on saving first and then spending whatever is left. So this way, we'll be able to build funds for our future goals. And oftentimes people still have that problem on saving. There's many reasons behind it. Number one is they would just leave things to fate. Or number two, they actually don't have a blueprint on saving because they don't know, or they don't have an idea on how to save in the first place. They don't have a structure. Some may also be buried in debt. Some would even think that it's already too late for them to save, while others cannot make both ends meet. And that's why they say they don't have enough money to save. So here are some practical tips on how to save up money for your future goals.
So here are some practical tips that build in the good saving habit. The first is place your money in the vehicle that is not easily to access. For example, like long-term deposits in the banks, or like life insurance, which could give us protection and also we could earn interest. This is like saving in a safe without knowing the password. When you have no way to withdraw this money, there will be the compounding when the time goes by, and you earn those passive income by doing nothing. The second tips is start early. It is better to start early if we haven't started yet. In saving money, time is our best friend because time is the most powerful compounding tool to earn our money. The master of investment, Charlie Munger, said, "The habit of saving itself and education. It fosters every virtue, teaches self-denial, cultivates the sense of order, trains the forethought, and so broadens the mind." For example, we want to save 1 million in the next 10 years, and we have to planning to put the saving in the bank. If we started right now, we just need to save 100K each year. But if we started sixth year, we have to invest 200,000 each year. And what if the ninth year? Of course, we have to put 500,000 each year. So, the earlier we save, the less principal we will put. The best time to save was yesterday. The later we start, the steeper the climb, but it is never too late. So, someone maybe wonder, how much should we save every month? We have a rule that we call 50-30-20. We allocate 50% of our income for the basic needs, like food or the bills. Then the 30% can be spent for our lifestyle or something nice to have that is your needs. And the last 20% will now be our savings. Earlier, we have determined how much you need for future financial milestones. You could use that 20% to save for our goals. An advantage of practicing good saving habit is that it will help you build that emergency fund as well. As a rule, you need to have at least 6 months worth of your salary readily available in case there is health in your family, your business goes down, or suddenly become unemployed. It will also help accumulate funds for your future financial goals like retirement and education for your kids. And lastly, you need to be intentional about savings. You cannot do it only when you feel like doing it or just when there is unexpected extra money that you have. It has to be doing regularly safe. How do you do that? By setting up a budget.
Here are some practical tips that you can follow when budgeting and managing expenses. First, pay yourself first. This means automatically setting aside money for your savings and fund before spending your fixed and nice to have expenses. Second, manage good and debts and eliminate bad debts. Not all debts are bad. If the loan can help increase your net worth, then it's a good debt. If the loan will decrease your net worth, such as credit card debts with extremely high interest rates for purchases that don't add value to you, then it is a bad debt. Yes, there are debts that are considered good debts, but any debt, whether good or bad, may lead you to financial ruin when poorly managed. If you find yourself needing to cope up with different types of debts, each with having minimum repayments, the key maybe is through debt consolidation. The idea is taking another loan with a low interest and possible minimum monthly to pay off all your other debts with higher interest charges. So instead of having many bills to pay at various times during the month, you only pay one installment each month to a bunker of lender. This greatly reduces your monthly payments and in turn creates extra cash for your budget. And since being buried in debt is draining even mentally and emotionally, doing this debt consolidation will relieve you from distressing calls from creditors, thus giving you a peace of mind. Let me give you an example. Let us assume that you have five different debts with a total of 125,000 pesos. You need to pay each of those on a monthly basis, which totals 21,000 pesos. What you need to do is to find an appropriate loan from any financial institution like banks. As the phrase suggests, you need to get the loan amounting to the total of your current debt to consolidate it, meaning pay it off using the new loan that you will be applying for. When deciding which loan to take, you have to factor in the interest rate and terms. This means that you can consider getting the loan which has the lowest interest rate. That will be comfortable for you to pay on a monthly basis. In this scenario, Bank B would be the best option since you need to pay 15,000 pesos only per month. It is significantly lower compared with what you are currently paying. So by doing debt consolidation, you are now paying for one loan only at the same time. And you have another positive cash flow to be included on your budget, which can be used for more important matters. After managing your debt, another tip would be to first prioritize needs over wants. To be clear, This is not one size fits all. Determining if an item is a need or a want depends on whether or not that item will add value to you. Does it make you more productive? If a Huawei phone can make you as productive as an iPhone could, then buying a more expensive iPhone becomes a want. Second, live within your means. You do not have to be like the people you see on the TV. Only buy items that you can afford. Third, set a budget and stick to it. Create a monthly budget and set limits as to how much you can spend for each expense item such as food, transportation, Wi-Fi, Spotify, and etc.
Okay, so we all know that saving can be a struggle for many, but there are actually two ways in order for us to save. First is to increase your income. The other one is to cut down the expenses. Let's dig deeper into the expenses. So, how exactly can we cut down expenses? Well, first we have to categorize them. And here we have the piso expense to help you out with it. So, piso expense stands for priorities, indispensable, side interests, and of no value. So priorities are the basic necessities in life. So these are the food, shelter, and clothing. Indispensable are tuition fees, utilities, and insurance premiums. So these are additional necessities you can have in your life. Side interests are sort of expenses that you can enjoy, such as buying jewelries or buying bags, shoes, fine dining. It's the way of it's how you live your life. So these are the expenses. Lastly, of no value. So these are things that are sort of unnecessary in your life. This can be sports rims, an additional home theater, an expensive speaker, or things that you don't find of value. You might even be surprised that you've been spending more time on your luho rather than your grocery. But now, with the piso expense, you'll have a better idea on how to cut down your expenses. So first, you can eliminate the of no value expense. Then you can also consider cutting down your side interests if you still want to save up more. I'm not saying that you need to eliminate everything, but going on an expensive dinner once a week, you can cut it down to at least twice a month. Then this exercise would help your cash inflow outweigh your expenses. So in short, it helps you in having a positive cash flow every month. So by doing this, you now know where your money goes and that there's enough money for you to save up for your priorities and goals. Okay, so now let's talk about the significant money. There are two types of goals that the significant money wants to answer. So the first goal is to address the unexpected life events. These are events such as sudden passing of the breadwinner, contracting a critical illness, or a loss of property due to a horrible calamity. The second goal it wants to answer is the preparation for unexpected life events. These are the education of your children and your future retirement plans. You know that it will happen, maybe not yet soon, but it will happen. So let me share you some important facts on why people should put their significant money to these life events.
Let me share some important facts with you. Life. Do you know that the mortality rate of Filipino aged between 15 and 60 in 2020 was 37.17 deaths per 100 population? That's an average increase of 6.03% every year since 1975. This age group includes those who are starting or already having a family. Surprisingly, 77% of our population does not have any financial protection according to BSP. Just imagine if the breadwinner in this age range suddenly pass away, how will their family survive? In health, have you ever known someone who has been struck by a critical illness like cancer, heart attack, or stroke? No one plans to end up in the emergency room or confined in a hospital. The rising cost of financial treatment is a major concern for many Filipinos, with medical inflation at 10.1% in 2021. Treatment of conditions like heart bypass and stroke can cost millions of pesos, which is far beyond the average monthly savings of Filipinos. Even with health insurance, 56% of medical expenses still come out of the pocket, including medication, doctor visits, and therapy. This often leads to financial difficulties, and some people even have a sacrifice their children's education or dip into their savings. The lack of preparedness for medical expense not only causes physical suffering, but also emotional distress for many Filipinos. For asset management, did you know that from 2010 to 2019, the total losses due to fire and other calamities in Philippines amounted to 463 billion pesos, and 23 of these losses were private properties, according to PSA. Your property which you work hard for and build over the years could be taken away in an instant due to fire. Are you prepared to rely on relatives and live with them until you can rebuild your own home? How long do you think would it take? Your lifestyle would undoubtedly change. These are things that may happen at any time. Unfortunately, if they do happen, you may have to use up all of your savings and investment, and all your goals will crumble. That's why these three aspects, life, health, and asset management, are the foundation in the inherency of financial needs. In education, picture the joyous moment when your child confident delivers a speech at their school award ceremony or graduation. You beam with pride knowing that you provide them the opportunity to learn and lay foundation for a brighter future. As a parent, your goal is to give your child the best education possible, equipping them the tools they need to succeed. Education is a gift that lasts a lifetime, an investment that no one can take it away. But sadly to say, many Filipinos struggle to afford education. In 2020, a staggering 4.4 million Filipinos were unable to enroll, according to the SWS survey. Imagine that the potential that could be unlocked if we could support these aspiring students and assist parents in preparing for their children educations. In retirement, life expectancy in the Philippines is now at 71.23 years, which means we have a opportunity to enjoy longer lives, but with longevity comes additional expense, such as frequent medical checkups, medication, and day-to-day living costs. Alarmingly, 80% of Filipinos are ages 60 and above are not financially prepared for retirement. Some continue working in their twilight years, which others rely on their children or government assistance just to take their end meet. With the rallying, with relying solely on these sources be enough? Are you willing to go to comfortable retirement you dream for? In savings, we all have dreams for ourselves and our loved ones, dreams we hope to turn into reality some days. However, achieving these dreams can sometimes feeling like a uphill battle. A 2021 survey by worldbank.org revealed, revealed that a staggering 43.8 million adult Filipinos do not have enough savings to meet their needs. Additionally, as of 2022, 5.6 million Filipinos are homeless. These numbers highlighted the urgent need to financial literacy, lack of discipline and planning often hinder people from achieving success. Let us now work together to empower individuals with the knowledge of and skills needed to manage their finance efficiently and effectively. By promoting financial literacy, we can help more Filipinos turn their dreams into reality.
Here are the essential considerations to achieve financial independence. Focusing on addressing and preparing for significant financial needs, your substantial financial resources are crucial for supporting critical events, particularly unexpected ones, when come to potential disruption for your financial objectives. Typically, individuals allocate their investment into financial products such as annuities, endowment plans, medical plans, educational policy, fixed income securities, and life insurance policy. Many financial planners advocate for those options due to their tax advantage and self-completing nature. This means that funds remains available even in the face of life uncertainties such as death, disability, and critical illness. The underlying principle to secure financial resources for both anticipated and unforeseen future needs. Fostering the habit of saving and investing is crucial for ensuring financial preparedness. Saving involves placing your money in a fixed deposit or storing it at home, with minimal risk involved, aiming to preserving the value of your funds. However, it's crucial to recognize that there are silent corporate lurking. These are inflations. While your physical money remains untouched, its purchasing power gradually erodes over time due to inflation.
So let's talk more about inflation. What is inflation? It's the increase in prices of goods and services. So looking at the example here, let's take the price of a kilogram of rice. So according to the PSA, back in the 90s, the cost of 1 kilo of rice is around 16 pesos. Year 2000s, however, it was 23 pesos. And today, the price is between 40 and 50 or even more. So putting your money in a bank where it earns an interest lower than the current inflation rate would decrease its value over time due to inflation. The same goes if you just keep your money at home where it doesn't earn any interest. Because of this, people would decide it best to spend the money now while purchasing power is still high, or they would rather invest their money instead in something that's higher than the inflation rate. So people would tend to invest their money so they can grow it over time, but there will always be risks involved. Always remember, in investments, the lower the risk, the lower the return. The higher the risk, the higher the return. So there will always be risks involved whether you save or invest. So what should we do now? The answer to this is we should do both. Saving is preserving our money. It keeps our money intact and is as much possible with very minimal risk. Even if you need your cash to be available anytime, we'll always have it. So if you're not so young anymore, we should not mind getting a low interest for as long as our money remains intact and available. Investing, however, is growing and preserving the value of your money. It's always best to start this early so that we can take advantage of compounding interest. What do I mean by compounding interest? Let me show you an example as to how simple and compounding interest works. So in simple interest, the basis in computing the interest would always be on the original deposit. In the scenario, we'll multiply the 10,000 pesos deposit by 5%. So the following year, we will again multiply it by the original 5%. And we'll do this until we reach the year 10. The total interest is going to be 5,000 plus the original deposit of 10,000, which will give us a total saving of 15,000 pesos. And that's for simple interest. For compounding interest, on the other hand, we first multiply the initial deposit by the rate of return of the same 5%. Then we add that interest earned to the principal amount, and it will serve as the beginning balance for the following year, which has a total of now 10,050 pesos. And then we keep following this. It is going to be the basis of computing for the interest earned during the second year, thus giving us an earning of 525 pesos for year two. It will be added again on the second year's beginning balance. And while the total balance is now 11,025 pesos, this will be the third year's beginning balance and would now be the basis in computing for the interest earned that year. So we'll keep repeating this process until the 10th year. And the total earnings, guess what? It will be 6,288 pesos. Thus, total investments, including the earnings, will be 16,288. This is only for 10 years. So can you imagine if it's actually longer? It will have an even higher earning potential since the interest is also earning more interest. And this is why time is the best friend of investments. So imagine if you are just 20 years old now and want to have 10 million by age 65, you just have to invest 1,895 pesos per month, assuming an 8% annual return. But if you start late, you need to invest a higher amount just to keep up your savings goal. So the idea is to invest your money somewhere that will beat the inflation rate. This way, you are growing your money and preserving its value as well. So let's talk about some tips on where to invest. Firstly, for your short-term goals, I would recommend bond funds or conservative investment vehicles. We'll be needing the money sooner than later, so we'll have to put it somewhere safe. So yeah, the returns might not be that high, let's say around 4 to 5% per annum, but the risk is not that high either. The idea for behind this is capital preservation. For medium term, a balanced fund would be best for you. We can look for funds that would earn you even around 8% per annum. The idea is we're trying to make your money earn a reasonable amount of interest with a reasonable amount of risk involved. So we may not be needing the money for 5 to 10 years from now. And the last one, the long term, is to put your money in aggressive funds like equities. We can look for an investment which has a higher risk but a higher interest rate. Yes, the risk is always going to be there, but it means that if we have a long investment horizon ahead of us, when the market might turn for the worse, we can still have enough time to recover since we are starting early. We should also talk about the rule of 72 now that we have an idea of where to put our investments. The rule of 72 is an estimation of how long it would take our money to double given a specific rate of return. So for example, our annual rate of return is 7%. What we need to do is divide 72 by 7. So this is going to be the estimated number of years for our money to double, which is around 10 years. It will give us an idea of how much annual rate of return we should be looking for, depending as to when we'll be needing the funds. So take note that it should still be aligned to whatever goals you have set for yourself and for each milestone. So these are the ways on how we can reach financial milestones by preparing for it now. And whatever purpose we have, whatever goals we want to reach, making saving and investing a way of life will be the key to your financial independence. So we're almost at the end. We've talked about a lot of things and how to reach financial independence. But in the end, it's crucial to find someone, a mentor who is trusted and has the expertise to develop a complete and sound financial advice appropriate to a particular situation for a particular customer, making it as simple as possible to create a superior customer experience. We need a mentor who will always be there and always be accessible and present in every life stage we have, guiding us in each milestone after milestone, and a mentor who simply makes lives better. So thank you once again. And with that, we also have all the important elements to achieve financial independence. It's upon you now to act and execute it. AKMA Financial Mentors are here to guide you. So yes, that actually concludes